High stakes combat.
Nice.
I think Alec was going to ask what monster you put up against them.
Say again.
I didn't want to know that. What were they? What'd you put up? Throw at them?
It was kind of a custom creature. So in Curse of Strahd, there's a monster in Lake Zarovich, and there's like a little kind of like side quest line that deals with it. But the book doesn't actually tell you what the lake creature is, so it's kind of left to you. So I combed some forums and I kind of made a Frankenstein of a few different creatures that I found that other people had used. So it was kind of like a giant, like serpent / catfish esque creature with prehensile whiskers that were like giant tentacles, and it could grab people, swallow whole. It had a cone attack where it would like send a torrent using its tail and like basically like a shitload of like water and mud and debris from the lake, and knock them back and do a shitload of damage. And it had some other like bells and whistles. But it was also a water combat, so they were like 100 feet out in the water when the creature showed up. And so a lot of it was them like trying to save a little girl who was about to be sacrificed to the creature. So they had to, like, the druid wild shaped into a vulture, flew out to the boat to save the girl, immediately got captured by the whiskers of the creature when it popped up. And then the rest of the crew took a rowboat out, got the little girl, got her halfway back, made her swim to shore, and then went back out to save the druid. And then the creature chased them all the way back to the shore, knocked one person unconscious twice, almost swallowed Will whole, and it knocked the druid out of one wild shape, almost knocked it out of a second one. It was a shit show. It was really close. Thank God it wasn't amphibious.
That's intense.
It wasn't great, I'll tell you that.
First a giant purple worm, now a catfish. You're going to get ate by something.
To be fair, with the purple worm, he dove in the mouth.
Probably my most
arguably, yeah, still the most courageous, insane moment that I think we've had.
Oh shit, I didn't see that Logos snuck in. Yeah, I'm listening to a podcast that's a handful of nerds that are going through this Curse of Strahd. I've never actually played Curse of Strahd, but oh my god, they are their off the wall antics are hilarious. I quite enjoy that little campaign, the little arc there. All right, boys, since we are all thusly assembled, let me crack this off as usual with a bit of a recap, and we'll get started. So, there'll be a smidge longer than usual. It's been a while. Okay. Last session began as the sands of
Can y'all
justice...
hear me?
I can hear you.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No worries.
I'm using a different headset because I lost my AirPods at work today.
The question is, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so the last session began as the Sands of Justice just found themselves victorious in a Griffin Ball match against a team of Grung riders. Fresh on the ground after the match and thronged by a crowd of adoring fans. After sticking around just long enough to hear Darius announce the victors and the next meeting point, alongside a slight bit of sabotage, the party quickly gathered themselves and their things and met back up with Bethania and company. The caravan departs the village of Crossroads for Port Noble, at which point a king's guard issues papers to Blade Silverstring, papers accusing him of fraud, giving him a number of days to dispute the claim or become wanted. The party's journey on the road is relatively uneventful, traveling down roads, cutting through beautiful green meadows and rolling hills of green grass, until it meets a beachy shoreline and the city of Port Noble. Ships dot the sea on the horizon. The party passes huge manors, quaint neighborhoods, and the hustle and bustle of the city life as they make their way into town and to the market. Several upgrades were acquired. Then Blade, being back in his hometown, wanted to show off an old haunt, and he leads the party to the Rusty Beaver. And much to Blade's dismay, it's a run-down, derelict former pub. Looking to the inside, the pub does look abandoned, except for a single patron, a knight in all-black plate mail, face obscured by magical shadow. After a short conversation, the knight heads upstairs with Blade and Gladier in tow and uses his magics to return an old man on his deathbed back to life and health. And then he returns to the bar while Blade and the proprietor of the bar reacquaint themselves, although a bit confusedly. The Black Knight reveals himself to be a servant of Naelogoth and makes a few offers for Renwick's soul, all of which were refused. After a bit of dialogue, the knight departs, but not before leaving a special coin for Renwick. Blade, after a discussion with the proprietor of the Rusty Beaver, decided it might be best to check on an old friend in a hard place, Venrir. Blade and the party head to the dungeon barracks, where he and Renwick relieve their gear for a 10-minute visit with one Venrir Hedgehopper. They are escorted to the third floor of the dungeon, the floor for murderers, and are escorted from there to Venrir's cell. A shabby, run-down on his luck halfling resides in the cell, and the story unfolds. A few weeks after Blade's departure, the Rusty Beaver was struggling. The old-timer fell sick with something no cheap potion could fix. Venrir, in an attempt to help keep his favorite hang afloat, decided to burgle Blade's family home, knowing them to be well off and him likely gone. With a sack full of goods on his way out, he was caught, not by a guard or by the master of the house, but an old ornery maid. Venrir claims to have made a dash for the exit, only to be spear-tackled down a flight of cascading stairs, a fall that left both his legs broken and the maid dead. He was captured thereafter and charged with her murder. Venrir pleads with Blade to speak with his father to drop or lower the charges from murder. Blade and Renwick are shortly then escorted back out of the dungeons, returned their things, and they reconvene with the party just outside the guard/prison barracks. And that is where we are now. You guys are standing outside of the barracks. The sun is just now beginning to touch the horizon, the orange sky kind of creeping out. You hear the call of gulls all through the city as, the lapping waves and ships in the background. It's roughly, we'll call it about dusk, so it's probably like 5-ish p.m. And the party just kind of reconvenes here in Port Noble, just outside this prison barracks. So you guys tell me how you would like to proceed.
So I guess Gladier, Logus, and Locris are just sitting outside shooting the shit, trash talking when they come walking up. So they probably just hear Locris teasing Logus, and Logus making some rude remarks. And seeing them just be like, so, what'd you find out?
Well, it turns out that Venrir is being accused for murder. I guess he killed the old maid in our home, Ruth. You guys wouldn't want to know anyway. She was an old broad.
Go ahead, Gladier.
So, I mean, did he do it? Do you believe him? What's he saying?
Well, it's a bit of a twisted tale. Well, my friend Venrir here was I guess looting my folks' manor, and on his way out, this maid had tackled him down a set of stairs, and um, he broke his legs. But I mean, she was pronounced dead on the spot, and he's being charged of murder.
It was so. Excuse me. Um. So your friend was stealing from you and your family, and then some old lady tackled him down a flight of stairs, trying to stop him, and he's the murder. This is very, yeah, like you said, this is very twisted, convoluted. I don't. You have
It
weird
is.
friends. That's including us.
I do. I agree. Venrir is. I mean, I trust him, and yes, he may have gone into my home and tried to steal some goods, but I'm sure it was for a good reason. And to be quite honest, I mean, the wealth of my family has never been a draw to me. It's half the reason why I left.
Yeah, well, you guys were inside. Logus here was saying, and he can speak up if if I'm speaking out of turn, but he was saying we should just let your friend die and just move on with the competition. I mean, I'm sure Logus will speak up if I'm talking out of turn, but I think that's what he was getting at.
You're 100%
Really?
correct, Gladier.
Oh, damn! I thought your mics.
I mean, if he's a criminal breaking into places and he killed an old lady, I mean, he's where he deserves. Shall we
Well, I
get
mean,
drunk?
if the old lady tackled him down the stairs and she died in the fall, did he really kill her, or did she kill herself?
I mean, to be honest, he should be paraded around because no one should have survived an attack like that from her. I mean, she was really something else. I mean, Gladia, she would really put you in your place. I'm saying something like that. She's quite tough.
Yeah, put me in my
Well,
place, Gladier. Logus winks at him.
Did I see that? Um, yeah, so, I mean, if he stands any sort of chance to get out, I mean, he's my friend, and I do want to get him out of there. I'm unfortunately gonna have to go talk with my father.
Oh, that's going to be a fun conversation. I'm in.
yeah, I'm in too.
I'm certainly not going to miss that.
Should we just go now?
I
I
mean,
think we should just go now. We don't want to waste any more
well,
time.
well, well, let's think about what we just learned. how much we've learned about Blade in this short time we've been here. He's a wealthy, yuppie playboy who had a muscle mommy that used to spank him when he was a child. Like, these past few months are becoming so crystal clear.
Yeah, everything's really making a lot more sense now.
All in time, you know? Yeah, I
So do
mean,
you want to?
Blade, it is possible that, maybe we can come up with some idea to break him out here and now, if that's something you want to do.
hmm,
I would say if we are going to bring the chicken, we might want an escape plan because he'll be wanted. I doubt Blade's daddy's exactly going to let it just slide, and I don't think we have
absolutely
a
not.
way to get him out of town.
It's probably not best to call to fuss, so perhaps we do sort of the thing we tend not to, and we take the diplomatic approach. We're sort of I don't know, high volume right now. We've got a lot of eyes on us, good and bad, so probably best to be careful with our proceedings.
So we really want to skip a chance to meet the man who sired the great Blade Silverstring.
It's true. It's almost as if it's finally the other time he's always been talking about.
I mean, we could give Blade's friend a chance to confront his accuser in person. I could shapeshift him, get him out of there, and then we go talk to your dad anyways. It's up to you, Blade. I'm just giving you options.
No, I appreciate it. Um, I mean, my father would put anyone in jail for any reason, and I think it might be best. I'm sure there is some reason why he's doing this, other than purely. I mean, he knew Venrir, so it's there's got to be something behind it, I'm assuming. Who knows? But maybe we should go talk with him before taking any actions. And if he's any sort of resistant, which I'm sure he will be, we'll break him out. No problem.
Okay, then. What's next? Are we just gonna go knock on the door and talk to dear old Pops, or are we going to do a little reconnaissance? Maybe Renwick and I can go in first, see what we see. Maybe play a little detective.
Are you talking about scouting to get Venrir out as plan B, or are you talking about going to meet Blade's father? Because I don't think we need to scout
Well, I
out Blade's
was
father.
I was thinking maybe going to where the murder happened or wherever. I don't know how long ago it happened. Maybe we can find some clues or something.
I mean, I'd certainly be happy to take a look around. I don't know if they're going to let us into the crime scene, but I
When has that ever
suppose
stopped us, Renwick? You're talking like someone who's just gonna walk up and dilly dally. We have ways of being inconspicuous.
it's a fair point, but there's most likely to be quite a bit of guard. But it's not to say we couldn't talk our way in. I mean, we've done that several times. Maybe we could offer some autographs. We've become rather famous. Maybe we'll get lucky and they'll be fans.
Mm. Well, I mean, personally, I think we should just approach normally. I mean, if you guys want to scout ahead, that's fine, but I'm sure my father's expecting me regardless, so
Well, how about this? Rather than go pissing anybody off or potentially get caught doing something in a place we shouldn't be, Blade, when you speak to your father, could you at least ask him if we could take a look at the crime scene and attempt to prove Venrir's innocence. That way, if your father's resistant to just simply releasing him, at least we have a direction and permission, as much as it pains me to say it.
It's a fair point. But Renwick, my father, even if you were to find something at this site that were to prove him wrong, or there was, proving Venrir's innocence, that's not going to stop my father. And he's a powerful man, a very powerful man, and he writes rules, doesn't follow them.
I'm not gonna lie, your father sounds like a right prick.
He is. Anyways, who wants to go see my dad?
Uh,
Do you
Perhaps
think
you'll be.
he's down for dinner, I guess, or should we wait until during the day?
Oh, that's a fair point. Yeah, because it is evening now, right? Or yeah, later afternoon.
It's just now, it's probably like 5 p.m. The sun is just now touching the horizon. The sky is just now turning to the vibrant oranges of the coastline.
I don't know about you lot, but I wouldn't turn down a free meal if someone tells me he's not gonna reject his baby boy.
Well, I'm sure there is something prepared. But if you guys want to, I mean, we could hang around somewhere here. I mean, Rusty Beaver isn't exactly like, it's not his former glory, but I'm sure we could come up with a plan if, a plan B, if we really wanted to. But I mean, I think now is just as good a time as any.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see the problem with going there. And
Then
throw
take
him
us
off his
home to
skirt a
meet your
little bit.
parents.
So nothing new.
Yeah, so I guess Blade will kind of look forward and start making his way, kind of slowly walking towards the manor.
Okay, as you guys kind of follow Blade through the winding city streets and back to the city gate and kind of out the road you guys arrived on. You recall several manors kind of showering you guys with gifts upon your arrival to the city. And as you guys make your way up this, what is known as Manor Lane, Blade, you lead your party to the gates of the estate. As you guys approach, there are these large kind of marbled pillars with this iron gate kind of clasp shut. There are a couple of guards standing at a guardhouse just on the other side of the gate. And in this big, fancy type of calligraphy in gold emblazoned upon this gate is a giant A. And a few guards kind of chat idly behind the gate. One of them seems to be smoking a pipe, while the other's fiddling with a few parchments. Clearly not paying attention to any road traffic as you guys kind of approach.
Uh, Blade will kind of walk up to the guards there and up to the gate and say, "Wow, it looks just like the day I left it."
The guards kind of shuffle around and come to the gate. Yeah, well, yeah, you. Whoa, oh, it's you. Oh, young master or not, you've returned. Oh, the lady of the house will be quite pleased. Excuse me, but a moment. He fiddles with some keys on his belt and unlocks the gate, and with a not even the slightest creak, just a smooth opening of this large gate, the guards grant you access to the grounds, and with a bow, welcome home, young master. A deep bow kind of allows you guys access to the estate. As you guys kind of make your way across the threshold of the gate, you see like a very affluent kind of like a manor. You see a manor kind of on a hill in the distance. You see these large hedges, like a hedge maze, perfectly manicured, small red berries on them, kind of almost line the path, if you will, leading you through various small, like there's a gazebo off to one side. There's stables that can be seen in the distance. Large manicured lawns, statues that are of various individuals. Some of them appear to be actually fountains, kind of spraying in the air. You see minimal movement on the grounds. There seem to be a few people here and there. Looks like maybe a gardener, a stable master. But as you guys get closer to this manor, these like large white pillars kind of wrap around the entire porch. This manor is, multiple stories. You see a bit of what looks like a warm hearth and light coming from out the windows. But as you guys kind of approach, Blade, would you care to add any details to your home?
No, I mean you nailed it. It's just it's a very well manicured, just well taken care of place. Kind of like when you go in, it's just kind of just like got that quiet, But it's like you can hear the fountain, maybe like a fountain going, but it's just very quiet. You can hear birds chirping, peaceful, almost like it's abandoned.
As you guys make your way up these rather pristine white marble steps to a large set of double doors, they look to have intricate filigree in the doors, and even a few knockers made of ivory, handles made of gold. You approach these doors, and not locked, coincidentally enough. You make your way into this home. As you enter, it is a large, open, like foyer. There are hardwood floors covered in decadent rugs. There is a hearth that is a healthy fire, just kind of not only emitting a glow, but warming the entire vicinity. There are plush couches and chairs, and standing right before you is a grand staircase that travels upward to another level and then splits and seems to go to the left and right. And, this kind of like red carpet trimmed in white fur kind of cascades down this grand staircase. And as you enter, a loud screech. Oh my God! My dearest Blaney, you've returned? Oh, I have been worried sick. It's been days, weeks, dare I say a month. Blaney, come give Mummy a hug. And at the top of these stairs, rushing down them, is a woman, a human woman with tight braids, kind of auburn hair, a little bit graying, more like silver in a few places. She wears this very decadent clothing. Clearly, if you saw her on the street, you would spot her as a noble. She has this kind of flowing gown. She has some jewelry about her neck and her wrists and her fingers. She is clutching an incredibly large glass. It looks, it could easily hold an entire bottle of wine and then some. It appears to be half drained, and as she stares down the staircase towards you, she tries to rush but stumbles and almost spills her drink. And she catches the hand railing and steadies herself and stares deeply into her glass. Her cheeks are red, and she kind of stumbles her way down the stairs and up to Blade. She sets her glass on the nearby table and throws her arms around him. "Ah, my dearest boy." And she squeezes probably a little too tight. The scent of perfumes and spiced wine assaults all of your nostrils. And she holds onto Blade, eyes closed, and just kind of begins swaying and humming. And just kind of does not let go.
Blade he'll kind of do the she ran up, gave him the hug, and his arms will be just kind of like down, not really like hugging her back, but then kind of like slowly kind of raise them up and just kind of pat her on the back and just be like, it's good to see you, Mother. Thank you for having me.
Of course, darling, you're always welcome here. I've instructed the servants to not touch a single feather, sheet, article of clothing, nothing. Your room is just as you left it. Well, I mean, within reason. We've had it dusted a few times, but for the most part, everything is as you left. Darling, she pinches your cheeks, so probably a little too hard. Tell me everything. Where have you been? What have you been doing? She kind of glides away from you, stumbling a bit back to her obnoxiously large glass of wine. She clasps it with two hands and gestures for you all to come sit next to her on this couch near this roaring fire. And she kind of plops down onto it, not very elegantly. She kind of like throws one leg over the armrest and definitely tilts the large wine glass back, taking quite a powerful draw. Tell me everything, darling. What have you been doing? Where have you been? Are these your friends?
Yes. Sorry, it's just not being back again is just it's hitting. Sorry, Mother. These are my friends that I've picked up along the way, and I cherish them greatly. Here we've got Locris, we've got Gleedia, Renwick, Logos. These are all great friends of mine, and have saved my life many times.
Do you do say? Well, perhaps there's a bit of a recent vacancy in the servants' quarters. We should be able to put them all up nicely. Work yourselves at home, friends of my cherished baby boy.
Yeah, and I mean, Mother, since I left, I mean, I've been all around Daanal Wisech. We'll catch up, I'm sure, at some point, maybe over dinner. And I'm sorry to jump right to it, but Mom, do you know where Father is?
Her kind of cheerful demeanor kind of dowers. Your father. Work, 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 work. The man knows nothing else. Haven't seen him today. No, not yesterday, now that I think of it. I don't know that he's left the office. Ever since the whole King's Tournament fiasco, he's been working rather hard on maintaining things. Oh, you don't know. Well, in the recent upcoming, soon-to-be changing of hands of the governing body of Tyrna, Your father has been promoted even beyond his wildest dreams. Though to us is my nightmare. He now runs most of the country in the king's stead. Most of the official gobbledygook and cobblepot of all the nonsense that all of these lots do. She kind of gestures wildly towards the other, where you would know the other manors and estates. He seems to be in charge of quite a lot. He's under a lot of stress, and you know how that makes your father. She takes another large draught of wine.
Oh boy. Well, that's great, Mother. But I mean, Father is. I'm concerned. That's a lot of power for him to have. And you know, Father.
Yes, well, as I am to understand, he is simply the intermediary. He is the in-between governing bodies. Assistant, or what's the word? Perhaps, judicator? Who really knows what your father's up to, anyway? And she takes yet another large swig off of her wine. And she calls out, Ruth, refill. Oh. Never mind. She kind of gets off the couch and she sways her way towards the a rather nice-looking ornate desk near this fireplace and mantle. She rummages around a few drawers before producing another bottle of wine. She walks it back to the couch, uncorks it, and pours the entire bottle into her large glass without offering you guys even a drop, and then just kind of discards the bottle over her shoulder. So, you staying for dinner? Her eyes kind of glazed over, but a bright smile on her red cheeks.
I mean, it would be rude of me to not. I'm sure my friends here would love to kind of get to know a little bit more about me and kind of where I come from. A little bit of a mystery man to them. And Mother, I mean, perhaps we can talk about it over dinner, but I mean, we heard about Ruth and Venria.
Yes, terrible ordeal that. Happened right here. She points to the carpet at the bottom of this large staircase.
Blade kind of turns back to Logus and Renwick and just says, "Well, here's the scene of the crime if you're interested." Yeah, Mother, is there anything we can do? He's kind of I mean, he knows his mom's always been kind of a little bit of a lush, but he's noticing she's knocking back. Drinks pretty good. Mother, I mean, maybe kind of like pulls her glass to the side. Is everything okay with you?
Of course, darling. I've never been happier being left alone in a manor without my son or husband or help. Just left here, all alone, forgotten, unwanted, never thought of. Not a single letter from my darling child. And to be honest, I'm not sure I've seen your father at all this week. She kind of glowers and reaches for the wine glass you have kind of slid away from her.
Well, I am sorry. I should have wrote at least. I know I kind of just left in the night and didn't really say anything to you or leave a letter or anything. But here we are now, and isn't that all that matters?
I suppose you're right, little Blaney. She pinches your cheek again. 'Tis nice to see you again, and I don't blame you. Your father is positively atrocious, even before you left. Worse so now, but he does care in his own way, though it is growing more and more subtle, I must admit. I, in a fit, have terminated most of the household help, but I would be happy to prepare something for you and your friends. Would you take it here in the foyer, or perhaps in the dining room, or perhaps in your own private chambers? Which would you prefer, my dearest son?
Why don't we go to the dining hall, Mother? Set it up traditionally, kind of like we did back in the day.
Excellent choice. She grabs the wine and does. She's tries to be graceful and walk elegantly, but there is definitely a stumble or two in her step as she leads you guys through a set of doors, down a hallway, and into this dining room. Now, this dining room it has a long table with dozens of chairs. It's intricately carved. The chairs are cushioned and covered in filigree and carvings as well. Chandeliers hang from the ceilings, kind of brightening the room. And she gestures for you all to kind of sit. She says, "It won't take me but a moment. I'll find my way around this kitchen yet. And it's been a while since I've had to find more than just the cork and wine cask. But, alas, I'm sure I can prepare something for my darling child." And she kind of gestures for you guys to sit and makes her way across this room into, past a swivel door into the kitchen. And kind of disappears from sight. So kind of leaving you guys in this dining room briefly. It is not long before you hear pots and pans clattering to the ground, cursing coming from the other room. The sound of breaking glass, more cursing, more pots and pans battling around, and this continues for a few moments.
So as she
Oh.
walks out of the room, initially Renwick pulls out 2 bottles of the Fey wine and sets them on the table, as if he was gonna share with everyone. And then he hears the glass breaking and the clanging in the kitchen, and he goes, on second thought. And he just slides 1 bottle back in the bag and then pours himself a glass and slides it around the table. Probably shouldn't drink more when she gets back.
So, Blaney, how does it feel for baby boy to be home?
And I knew you were going to say that. It's just the same as it was, and even sadder. Unfortunately, I mean, my mother seems like she's in just some sort of denial about her life, and which, I mean, granted, it doesn't seem very good for her. And my father gaining more power. I mean, I don't even. He's he's not a good man, and it's bothersome to me that he's kind of weaseled his way into power here.
So I take it you're always close to mom, but not to dad growing up.
Most I wouldn't even say that close. I mean, mom was very. I mean, she's just had this kind of disconnected, uh, kind of, I guess, personality. She's always been kind of there but not. It's almost like a spell was cast on her or something. But that's just all the way she's always been. I mean, my father though. I mean, I know he's tried to avoid him any chance I can, and whenever he'd come home, I'd usually just try to stay clear of him, stay in my room, and just pretend that he's not there, just mother and I. I mean, honestly, I hung out more with Ruth than I did either one of them. Ruth was the one that watched me the most of the time. And really about, she's the one that got me my agility and dexterity. To be honest, I've tried to escape this place many times and to fail a lot of them to her hand.
Do you mean that your mom might be under a spell, like figuratively or literally? Uh, that's a
Figuratively. I mean,
well,
she's
I honestly couldn't tell. I mean, you don't speak very highly of your father, and it doesn't seem like your mom cares much for him, really. She's sort of just here, almost out of necessity. It's I was just saying, if she was under some sort of spell, we should do something. But hey,
no, it's she's always been like this, but this just seems like it's worsened, to be honest. And um, ever since I know, I mean, even though we weren't the closest, I mean, at least I was here and we talk and stuff. But it was my father was never here. So I can imagine when I left that she just had nothing, especially with Ruth, gone. I mean, she wasn't much of a talker. She was more just bodyguard, really. She's had no one for all this time. Um, maybe I should go check on her real quick. Maybe he'll
Well,
go and check on her.
Yeah, you make your way across the room and peek through this like swiveling door into the kitchen. There is a mess of pots and pans covering a bunch of countertops. There is what appears to be flour, maybe sugar, scattered everywhere. And the smell of burning. Something is burning. And your mother is sitting, staring out a nearby window, both her head in both her hands, and she is sobbing.
Blade will immediately rush over. I mean, maybe extinguishing whatever burning, making sure that's not going to catch fire, but immediately run over and just kind of give her like a hug, like put his hand on her shoulder and just be like, "Oh, mother, it's all right, it's all right."
She kind of looks at you all teary-eyed and blubbery. Like, Blaine, I should not have fired the cook. I don't know what I'm doing. She kind of begins to bawl uncontrollably.
No, it's okay, mother. It's cooking's not always the easiest thing, and I mean, we've always had that kind of the luxury of having a cook do it for us, and I'm sure we could scrap up something. I'm sure we could either get some takeout or have or scrounge something up here. We're all pretty adept at different things.
Well, help yourselves to the pantry, my
okay,
son. I'll send an owl and
truffles.
rehire the cook right away. We'll have something here in a few hours if you care to stay.
You hear from the other room, Blade. I can cook uh, another feast if you need.
Well, I mean, what say you, mother? How about a feast? How long has it been since you've been, part of a feast?
Well, does aged grape juice count as feasting? She kind of smiles at you and once again sips off of her massive glass.
Not exactly, mother. And he'll kind of embrace her again, just kind of comfort her and bring her back out to the table.
She, tightens up her mascara with a nearby handkerchief and, makes herself presentable to company before she returns to the dining hall. But not before topping off her glass yet again, making sure it stays mostly full. And yeah, she kind of ventures out. She hastily scribbles a note on a piece of parchment, stamps it with a signet ring, and makes her way to a nearby birdery, aviary type of situation, and ties a small note to some sort of bird of prey. Looks like it's like a small falcon, and she lets it loose. We'll have help momentarily, but until then, the aged grape juice is quite nice. And she gestures to this rather large wine rack with some quite esteemed vintages upon it. Nothing on the top shelf, mind you. She looks at your your comrades, but parting with a bottle of mediocre quality wouldn't be so bad, I guess. And she kind of kicks back. She puts both feet on the dining table, leaning back in one of these chairs, and greedily helps herself to this large glass of wine.
Hey, Sean, can I do something before that falcon takes off?
Absolutely.
I want to cast Speak with Animals.
Okay, yeah.
On the falcon. Ah, hello, hello, dear friend. Just wanted to check in with you. How are things around here?
Yeah, it's not so bad. Working with the wealthy lady. It's kind of nice. Got a lot of land. Lots of mice off in the distance. Especially ever since she fired the cleaners. It's pretty decent. I don't have to work too hard, and I eat well. How are things with you?
Oh, I've come from far lands. You know, um, a friend of nature. I always try to check in on the animals when I have a chance, especially since just want to make sure that you're being treated right. You know, how long ago would you say she fired everyone? And was there a particular reason why? Seeing as you have the eyes and ears.
They come and go. She will hire and fire on a whim. She's an emotional one, that. She is not what we call in the avian community stable. But yeah, it's pretty easy living here. It's I deliver a message once in a while, and she keeps my cage clean or pays someone to do it every once in a while. And yeah, like I said, plenty of good eating, especially when there's not any good help around the house. Little bits of cheese left out work out in my favor more often than not.
I don't want to be having this conversation in front of everyone. I would have grabbed the bird, and took him outside before he was ready to fly off, and just kind of been like out right outside the door with him.
Oh, for sure.
I'm sorry, friend. I didn't get your name.
Well, odd. Never been asked that before. Mostly, the lady of the house just calls me the bird.
Do you have a name that you would like to be called, or I could call you the bird, or perhaps, or whatever works for you.
Yeah, names are more for your kind. The bird works for me.
Well, the bird. Thank you for speaking with me. I know you have a job to do, so I won't keep you for long. I just wanted to ask you one last thing. How often does the Lord of the House come around? And when's the last time do you remember seeing him?
It's been some time. He doesn't come around often, maybe once a week, and he never really stays long. I don't particularly care for him. He's quiet and cold. And though the lady of the house is a bit eccentric, he could probably treat her nicer.
I'll give him like a little jerky that I have for my rations. I used to feed Tony. Uh, and did you happen to see the accident that happened? It would have been not too long ago. Apparently, some people fell down the stairs.
I heard a bit of a ruckus about that. Some guards came and hauled off a smaller version of you, and a dead body as well. But they don't oft let me into their manor proper. Just in a cage. Sometimes upstairs. Sometimes on the back porch.
Oh, well, worth a shot. Didn't know if you had free reign. Maybe you would have saw something. All right, friend. Safe travels, and make sure to save you some food when you get back. I know it's pretty taxing to fly around, so be safe and see you soon. And I'll give him a little like scritch in the back of the on his back and send him off.
He takes off happily, vowing to return for some of this jerky as he takes off to deliver the message.
And I'll just rejoin with everyone back inside.
As kind of dusk approaches, the sun kind of begins to lower. Um, Helena just kind of drinking her wine. She says, "It's much more comfortable in the foyer. If we don't have any proper food, perhaps we go back to lounging on the couch near the fire. I do like to watch the help do their evening chores just to make sure they're doing it right."
Well, are you sure you're not hungry? I mean, it's a lot of wine, Mother, to be drinking on an empty stomach.
Oh, nonsense, Blade. Don't worry about me. I am happy, I think. She looks kind of distraught, confused, and worried. Nonsense. Now come, Blaine. Tell me all about your adventures and how you met your, what do you call them? Friends? Your comrades? Are you leading this group somewhere? Or are they hired help?
Oh no, Mother, these are my friends. And we've all met kind of across Daanal Wisech here, and um, yeah, if we've all kind of got our own little story, but no, I'm not leading this group, but I mean here, I mean I am a little bit, but I mean everyone's kind of taken charge at one point or another. We're a team, hopefully. I mean, have you heard of the Sands of Justice?
I've heard something, some kind of rumors about them. I think they're in the running for electing new governorship. Something with the King's Tournament. I'm not sure.
Well, I mean, Mother, you're looking at them, and I kind of like put my arms out, like, ta-da! We
Later,
have the Sands of Justice.
Clater very ostentatiously flourishes his Sands of Justice cape that Albus made for him, kind of like showing off the insignia on the front dramatically.
the hell are you doing, Gladio? Why are you being rude?
Lucas, shut up.
Why are you trying to show off to Blade's mom? She knows who we are.
She clearly doesn't. She thought we were the help.
But she's heard of the sands of justice, and you're taking away from Blade's spot. Settle down.
I wasn't trying to take away from it. I was trying to add to it.
I cast polymorph on Gladio.
She smiles and says, "Oh, wonderful! You lot have made a bit yourselves a bit famous. I wish perhaps I had paid attention to the stories more. That's a bit depressing. I didn't know that they were about you, Blaine. Though I will say, your choice of companions is not always proven, well, good or reliable. That tiny little Venrir, he tried to rob us. And that is how my dearest Ruth died. She was defending the family honor."
Oh, Mother, yeah. You know Ruth. You know she wasn't trying to defend any honor. She was looking to tackle anything she could. I mean, she was something different. And as far as my friends, I mean, I know it may seem questionable, Venria, but I mean, he's the one that got me started off on my journey of greatness here. The Blade Silverstring, I'm sure you've heard of. It is your son.
You are Blade Silverstring. She looks confused for a moment. Oh no, your father is not going to be happy about this. And that statement brings an unusually large grin to her face. Come now, to the foyer. She grabs her wine and marches out of the dining room back to the comforts of her hearth. She sits rather close to a rather large window and sipping her wine, staring off in the distance as the sun kind of sets. You guys see like the groundskeepers, like the gardeners, the stable master, all kind of wrapping up their duties for the day as she kind of gazes kind of idly out the window at them. Well, the servants' quarters is open if you'd like to stay. It's been some time since I've seen your father. He spends most of his time now in the house of the magistrate, or even a lot of the time at the Bank of the King. If you need him, he is probably there. I don't expect we'll see him this evening. He doesn't venture home as much as he used to. She kind of drinks her wine and gazes idly out the window.
I mean, I knew it was bad before, Mother, but I mean, it must be terrible for you. You must be lonely.
You notice as you're talking to her, she looks to be not paying attention. She is focused on something outside. She stares for a bit and slowly bites her lip, almost lustfully, as she stares at a gardener rather close to the windows, picking up his tools, covered in sweat, and she does not appear to be paying attention to you.
Oh. How are things going with all the help around here, Mother?
She kind of snaps out of it. Nothing. What do you mean?
Oh, nothing. You seem distracted, is all. And I can't blame you. And I kind of like turn and look at the, gardener as well.
Young, tan, he has doffed his shirt as, takes it off and wrings it out. Very muscular, probably a younger lad, something around the age of 20 or so. And dark hair, dark eyes. And he looks around, not through the window to you guys, but he looks around kind of confused, almost as if to say, like, am I being watched? He feels your gaze, though can't really pinpoint where it's coming from. He shakes it off and goes about his duties.
Can I do an insight check on that situation? Is there an air of familiarity there between the mother and that houseboy?
Yeah, go ahead and give me an insight check.
All right. I'm going to use my amethyst eyes because I really want to know. Whap. It's only a 16 insight. I mean, I have a plus 11 insight. I rolled a 5.
With a 16, you're not sure if there's an aura of familiarity, but you definitely get the vibes that maybe she wants there to be.
Logus is over there in the same little trance that she is, looking at that muscular houseboy.
So you said father would be at the Bank of the King. Likely.
Oh, yes, or the court of the magistrate. He seems to be bouncing between both. He's got a private quarters at both locations. He doesn't need to come home. In fact, he often doesn't unless I demand it of him, and frankly, his to be alone while within company is almost sadder than being alone by yourself.
Ugh, when you put it like that, Mother, that sounds like a real curse.
Well, we get by. As she kind of admires some of the jewelry on her hand and the straightens out her exorbitant gown and maybe even this very prestigious like diamond necklace she's wearing. She kind of straightens it up and whatnot.
Well, I would like to go and see father at some point here, but I figure, you know what? We're here, and we may as well spend some time with you. Um, I guess maybe, did you call for a cook?
Yes, they should be here any moment. Don't worry. I will direct them to your quarters if you would like. It's been a while since you've been up there. You might have a bit of mail. Unfortunately, your former friend Venrir ransacked the eastern wing fairly thoroughly, but I do not believe he made his way into your bedroom. So all of your knickknacks and things should still be right where you left them. She pinches your cheek again. Says, what are you in the mood for? Should I have them bake some pastries, or is it some fried beast, or perhaps duck? What say you?
Well, guys, what do you think?
No, I mean, living like this, do you have steaks? I think it'd go great with the wine. Maybe some potatoes, a couple of veggies. if you've got some shrimp to put on top of the steak. And he just starts rifling off, like blown away by this level of wealth and decadence.
Absolutely.
Slayers. Sorry. Glitter's probably just like standing right behind him, like just nodding along to everything Renwick says.
Yeah, I does that sound well, Mother, for you? Sounds tasty to us, I would say. Had some steak and potatoes and just some good old food, you know? Something that'll stick to you.
Steak and potatoes. My dearest Blaine, have you been gone so long you eat like the poors? It's terrible. If that is what you wish,
Oh.
filet mignon at the very least, and I don't know about just a standard potato, but I'll make them whip up some cream and butter and chives. Perhaps grind a bit of bacon onto it. We'll make a spread like you have not had in some time, but don't do steak and potatoes like the poors.
Oh, pardon me, as one of the fours, I didn't mean to speak out of turn. How dare I bring you down to our level? What exactly would you recommend for a meal if we aren't to do steaks? Where I come from, steaks rather high on the list, but I'd love to see how the other side lives.
Slow roasted and then smoked, possibly seared first, and then smoked manticore. Quite delicious. Consider it done.
Do you have that? Oh, consider it done. Okay.
He just like
Sorry, dear.
elbows Gladiator and he's like, dude, we're gonna get to try Manticore. He's like geeking out.
I don't even know what a manticore is, but I'm sure it tastes good.
It's got 3 heads. It's a fucking horrible beast. It's got like a goat head, and I think maybe a dragon. I don't know. I'm not even sure what type of like which head does the meat come from. I can't wait. And he's
Does
just like
it
sitting there
have a
pouring
head?
himself more wine and like almost like bouncing in his chair.
He's excitable. I like him. She cheers you. Takes another big draft of her wine.
The feeling's mutual, and he gives her his classic wink.
Now, Miss Arnold, is that how it is pronounced?
Yes. Just Helena, please. Miss Arnault is so
Helena,
formal. If we're
Well,
going formalities, you would have to call me her Duchess Arnault, but formalities.
Well, whatever the lady prefers. I was just wondering if, we have come to know your son very well on the surface, but he has told us so little about his child life growing up, and I was wondering if you might have any, funny like those little kid stories of, oh, my son got his, I don't know, hand stuck in a door. I don't. That's not very funny, but I mean, I'm sure you have something. Can you tell us about your son as a kid? Is what I'm getting at.
Oh, certainly. Right this way. And she grasps her large cup of wine, and she stumbles up the grand staircase and off to the east wing. As she kind of goes through the house, you guys see, these large windows and various paintings, some of her, some of a rather kind of a dashing but stern-faced elven man that you can only assume to be Blade's father. She leads you down this long, ornate hallway full of various, brass and silver lanterns or sconces and things. And she leads you down this long hallway to a door. She opens it and enters. And it's like a small library almost. She says, Blaine's room is across the hall, but here she fetches a book off of a shelf and cracks it open. And it's essentially like the medieval equivalent of like a photo album. And there are dozens of exquisite paintings of Blade and his youth. You see him, what appears to be first steps. You see him enjoying a bubble bath, partially nude. You see various pictures of him playing on the grounds. There's what looks like to him maybe playing a prank or two on an older looking female human. She does not look pleased that young Master Blade has removed his garb and is playing in one of the fountains. She kind of giggles and chuckles as she kind of goes through these photo albums, mostly trying, doing the motherly thing of like trying to embarrass Blade to his friends. But yeah, she kind of goes through several albums and kind of shows you guys, various images of Blade's youth. And a lot of them seem to have this older maid, this older human female in them. Very few of them have Blade's mother, but there are a few. And even fewer have Blade's father. And when Blade's father is in the picture, he is often a stern-faced, like not showing any emotion. And in those few pics that you come across with him in them, Blade seems to have a similar look. He does not seem happy or jovial like he is in the other pictures, in any picture that involves his father. And she just kind of reminisces as she sips her wine. Oh, yes, we caught him in the fountain here. Caught him flinging horse dung at the help on this. That was a good day. Oh, gave Ruth a run for his money, she did. For being such an old lady, she was quite spry. Keeping up with our young man quite well.
Yeah, Blade's just kind of like looking at the photo, the album as well, and just like, oh, jeez, just embarrassed.
This is, I think, everything all of us wanted to see. Thank you so much for showing us this.
All of the choices that have led me here were absolutely worth it. As he's just like standing, looking at this album and just flipping through it page after page.
It's not long before one of the gate guards kind of makes his way into the room. Excuse me, milady. Some fresh help has arrived. I've directed them towards the kitchen. Didn't know exactly what directive you'd like to give them, but they have arrived. And she kind of, oh, excellent. Thank you. I'll be back. Make yourselves at home. Especially you, Blaine. She pinches your cheek one more time, just a little too hard. Grabs her rather large glass of wine that is almost gone. She looks distraught, seeing that it is almost empty. She says, find your way to your quarters, and I will send an appetizer up immediately, and then we'll get to the good stuff here shortly. Might just take a little time to prepare. And she smiles and makes her way out of the room, back down the hallway, down the stairs, and into the dining quarters.
Sorry about all that, that peasant talk.
For what it's worth, I know my place in the world. I understand this is certainly a place where I am not normally welcome. So just to see from the inside what it's actually like, it's worth a few crosswords. I know your mom doesn't mean anything by it.
Just the way she is, and the way she's been brought up. But, I mean, she pales in comparison to my father.
For what it's worth, I can understand why you'd change your name and would take so long to tell us.
Yeah, sorry about not being completely honest. I'm sure you guys knew that wasn't my real last name, Silverstring. I mean, that's kind of, I don't know, seems like a stage name. It was.
It would be
I,
oddly perfect if
I
you were
was
named
fully convinced.
Silverstring by nature and then ended up just becoming a bard.
No, I was fully convinced you had me from the get go, but I mean that's not saying much. So
Oh, Gladia. You silly dragon.
well,
Or lizard, whatever you are.
if it means anything, as Roanoke said, we don't judge you for your choices. You know, family's hard, so do what you gotta do. You had to go out on your own and do your own thing and separate yourself to figure out who you were. So it's no
Yeah,
problem, Blaine. Blade. Do we call you Blaine or Blade? What do you want us to call you?
Blade is fine.
All right, Blade.
I
Thank
don't
you.
honestly think I could get myself to call you anything other than Blade, so glad you're fine with that.
Yeah, I didn't come up with it myself, unfortunately. I wish I could take the credit. At the Rusty Beaver there, when I was making my leave, and when I met Venrir and Darius, when I was talking to the barkeep, he had misheard my name when I said Blaine and said Blade, and I said, you know what, that sounds good. So, yeah, changed my name. I mean, my parents, their power has a lot of roots, and they run far. And it's to change my name was a necessity, really. Blade's gonna just kind of like while he's talking, and doing all this, kind of like looking around his room and just kind of seeing, all the things left behind. I could imagine it's almost like there's like not like ridiculous amounts of dust on things, but just almost kind of like it's just sat there like for a couple days. There's just dust, like it just hasn't like time's stood still almost.
Yeah, so you just one step across the hall. There's just a beautiful door, and it even has embroidered, kind of like a plaque at the center, the words Blaine. And as you kind of enter your room, do you want to go ahead and maybe describe what your personal quarters in this vast manor might look like?
Yeah, it's kind of like how you just imagine. It's nothing too like elaborate or anything. There's like some nice like dark green curtains. It's like a blue room, with kind of like a, I don't know what you'd really call it, not like a half wall, but it's almost kind of like there's like a ledge halfway up, and the bottom half of it's white. And you'd see kind of maybe like a few toys laying around, maybe kind of like a drum that was like a little play toy, well worn, and a kind of up and above his bed, a um, there was like, I don't know, something kind of like a bird hanging down, kind of spinning. It's I mean, it looks like it's almost like a child's room, really. Um, even though Blade isn't, that young, it's he didn't really, I don't know, didn't really have like many toys or anything. Just a few essentials.
Blade, how old did you say you were when you left home? Because if they've kept it just how it was when you were here before, it seems you left pretty early.
Well, I mean, I did leave fairly early, and I spent some time out. But I mean, it wasn't as long as you'd think. I mean, I'm fairly young for half elf.
I'll say as you're kind of looking about your things, you probably have a few trinkets laying around here and there. One thing that you may or may not have forgotten about is at the foot of your bed there is a pink chest, but it is pink and shaped similar to that of a pig. In the top, a carved slot for coins. You do recall, having an allowance and being in the upper echelon of the community, a small, essentially piggy bank kind of sits at the foot of your bed.
Oh, geez, I'd almost forgotten about this.
Renwick puts a hand on Blade's chest to stop him. Says, "Wait, could be a trap. Let me go first." And he walks over to him.
Blade just kind of rolls his eyes. All right, Renwick, check it out.
No,
I
I'm
assure you,
just kidding, buddy. I'm not going to stand in the way of you and your childhood trinkets. And he steps back and kind of gestures for him to go in.
Blade will make his way over and to the piggy bank and just kind of look it over. I mean, this is kind of like one of those things that you completely forgot about, but when you see it, you just like all the memories come back of it.
Yeah, you remember, maybe doing chores here or there for monetary reward. Mostly Ruth kind of demanding that you help around the house, and then also demanding that you save, not squander your resources. But yeah, some fond memories come from utilizing this chest.
Can Blade go ahead and just kind of like look into it and see like what's even in there? Probably just amused to see what even he left.
So, as you crack it open, the first thing that you notice is a crumpled envelope. Kind of looks like it didn't quite fit through the coin slot, but somebody may have forced it through. Aside from this kind of crinkled and crumpled envelope, the entire chest is full of various coins: gold, copper, silver, and it is full. Like you might have a little room. You could have squeezed a couple more coins in there, but the chest is entirely full. You're looking at something in the neighborhood of 20,000 gold pieces.
Oh, geez. Well, I guess they really did want me to hold on to my money in case I needed it for something. Damn, I mean, if that's something to thank Ruth for, I guess that's it.
You saved 20,000 gold from your allowance. Oh, fuck me. Renwick just like sits down, like staggered by the amount of wealth that's just being passed around here.
Hey, Blake, can you split me 5,000?
I was about to say, Blade, I'll go down there and make us a hero's feast right now for 1,000 gold.
You are the party sugar daddy.
Renwick just puts his leash back on and holds the collar, or like the handle end of the collar up. Shit, you know what I mean. Puts the collar on, holds the leash up toward Blade.
I knew what you meant.
So you spring the chicken, in other words?
Yes, I spring the chicken.
Wow. It's yeah, left a little more than I thought. I'm not gonna lie. And you said there was also like a crumpled up note or letter or something in there?
Correct. It's an envelope, and it's the only words written on the outside say Blaine.
I don't even remember this. Then Blaine will, Blaine. Oh my God, I called myself out. Blade will go ahead and kind of open it just to glance it over.
It's a simple note. It appears to be from Ruth, and it explains various things. She kind of goes off on a tirade here or there, but mostly it's almost like a chore list. Like brush your teeth, don't forget to bathe, show respect to your mother and your father, and it goes on for a bit of like what you should be doing, your day-to-day routine. But it also kind of hints at a few other like subtle topics. It talks about how she apologizes for being so hard on you, but it is your father's request that she prepare you for the real world, and it is essentially a list of like do's and don'ts around your mother and father. Basically telling you, to be polite, not to talk politics or religion around them, as they have vastly different views and it causes drama and infighting within the family. It reminds you that though she is distant, your mother cares for you greatly, and though it might not seem it, your father is very proud of you, always and forever. And to take both of their general disdain with like a grain of salt, and know that you will be a great man one day if you could only pay attention and follow the rules. And that's kind of it.
Damn. Ruth, she always was full of surprises. I guess I didn't give it enough credit.
It's not long after you guys are kind of just hanging out up in the eastern wing of this manor. Eventually, the jingle of the dinner bell echoes through the manor. Food has been served.
Well, I guess let's make our way down.
You guys find yourselves making your way back to this dining hall, chandeliers and poofy chairs and this long table. And it is set. It is set with a spread. There are pies. There are various dried fruits. There are fresh fruits. There is a large chunk of like roasted and or smoked meat at the center. There are other meats. There are like various game, like fowl and it's just a huge spread of all kinds of foods. Some of these fruits and vegetables that you guys are seeing you don't have a name for, you've never actually seen. Some of these meats that have been professionally roasted and prepared for you, you're not sure. Is it duck? Is it chicken? Is it pheasant? Some of this, this large roast beast. What sort of beast is it? It's not like any meat you have seen or tasted prior. And there are a handful of well-dressed servants in attendance, and they make sure that you want for naught. They cater to your every whim. They pull the chair out for you, slide it back in. They even tuck in a bib. They fetch what you would like from the laid out feast for you on silver platters, taking your direction. Someone is always within arm's distance of each of you and makes sure you have everything you want. But they don't allow you to apply it yourself. These servants are salting your meat to perfection, maybe taking the pepper grinder to it. They make sure that your drinks, even if you only take a sip, they top it off. They make sure it's full the entire meal. And you guys are kind of presented this massive spread with Helena at the head of the table. She's like picking at some various pastries and breads. She has a bite of cake, but for the most part, she drinks most of her dinner. But this massive spread set out before you all, and servants to cater to your whims. They even go as far as to cut your meat for you.
You definitely lived one hell of a life there, Blade.
Yeah, I kind of forgot about it. It's quite indulgent.
Did you
It's
also have a servant for wiping your ass? Perhaps one to clean the Johnson in the morning?
I mean, no. I mean, it's no. Why
Oh,
am I?
you did have a thing for older women, did you?
I mean, you know, it's up at this point. Yeah, and he kind of like turns and thinks about Tilanara. Um, yeah, Blade will kind of like look at his mother and be like, "Mother, thank you."
It's the least I can do, my darling. I fear I should probably head to bed soon. Make yourself anywhere you'd like. Stay. If you do choose to leave, perhaps at least leave a note. It's been so long. If I knew you were coming, I might have tidied up a bit and got dressed proper. But alas, if you do go to see your father in the morning, give him my regards. And she holds this large glass of wine up and kind of a cheers. She says, "To the sands of justice, my son, and a bright future for all." And she holds up her glass and kind of cheers to you.
That Blade will kind of look at the group and kind of raise his glass and be like, "To the sense of justice."
To us? Yeah, stands justice. All right.
Renwick raises his glass and just nods.
To Blaine Arnold, the de facto leader and savior of justice.
Here,
To me, yeah, Blade will raise his glass and take a nice big swig.
So after a bit of eating and several more glasses of wine, Helena eventually excuses herself and retires for the evening to her chambers, leaving you lot to have kind of a run of the manor, and the servants stay behind to cater to your every whim. However, you would know, Blade, that it is also their job to kind of clean up after the meal, so they would be sticking around and pouring your drinks and fetching your various foods and things. But you guys essentially have a run of the manor for the evening. So prior to finding your evening's rest, is there anything in particular you lot would like to do?
Um, Blade would probably, before he goes to bed, just kind of maybe as like the rest of the group is kind of settling down in their quarters, maybe just kind of look around, just kind of take a spin through the house again, just to kind of go down memory lane, like looking at the giant stairway there, and maybe there's like markings where he like when he was a kid, like kind of ran a stick up and down the spokes of the stair rail. Just kind of remembering taking it all back in, maybe going back to the kind of like his father's room where there was where he first made his escape there with his father's cloak, and um, yeah, just kind of going through it all.
Yeah, it's definitely a trip down memory lane. You have a lot of fun memories kind of resurging of you, playing tricks on the staff, or fleeing from Ruth, or avoiding your father's wrath when you were in trouble, etc., etc. As you kind of, you know, go through a few various rooms, like your father's study, you notice that it's pretty much as it always has been. Parchments cover his various tables and things. You do see that it is apparent, from various parchments left out, that your father was such an incredible businessman and merchant that the king hand-picked him to settle his affairs before falling into this very coma-like state that kind of precedes his eventual demise, which is kind of the reason for the Tournament of Kings in the first place. But you do see that your father seems to have done even better for himself shortly after your departure.
Hmm. Yeah, and yeah, Blade will just kind of maybe make his way to his old room. Probably, I mean, obviously, make sure like the rest of the group is kind of they're good. I mean, um, make sure that they're set up in their quarters, and then probably head off to bed. Unless we want to stick around and talk out a game plan.
Oh, actually, Blade, before you go to bed, I was trying to. Well, I've been casting Heroes Feast on us for the past couple of days, just to give us that boost. And your mom kind of made everyone dinner, so I figured maybe we can like meet up in your room or something, and you can at least make us dessert or something.
Oh, sure.
So I'll gather the lads and go to Blade's room, just like have a spread of like cake and pastries and whatever, just like dessert shit.
Oh yeah, for sure. Excellent. Make sure to record the effects of the hero's feast for you all.
Um, it's a 6th level spell. You're immune to frighten and poison. Increased by 2d10 for 24 hours. You also have resistant to poison damage.
Oh yeah.
Your hit points are increased by 6. So that's a permanent increase for the next 24 hours.
Hell yeah.
That's awesome.
All right, so
Ah,
game plan. Blade, you said you want to try and talk your dad into releasing a, was it Fenrir? Fenrir's his name?
Yeah, yeah. I'd like to at least approach him about it. Try to be civil, but I doubt that'll go well.
What's our plan B? Do we break him out of prison? Do we blackmail your father and releasing him? Do we? Well, that's all I got. Those two so far.
Oh, I don't know. I'm sure go visit him and have him polymorph to do something. Get him out of there.
Or we can have Logus polymorph your dad into a donkey every day until he releases Fenrir. Just be like, hey, like this torment will stop once you release your friend.
I mean, or worse, we can sick Locris on him. Pretty sure
Well, we
he's
don't.
got some.
Well, I mean,
He's got. I don't know, dude. Your dad. No offense, Blade. Your dad sounds like a piece of work. To be respectful.
Yeah. Thank you. He is. Don't have
You
to
should
worry about it.
you should find out from your mom who he wants as king, because my guess
Yes.
is that's why he's having a little bit of a meltdown. He's might be willing to release your friend if we withdraw from the tournament, so that he could get whoever he wants in the throne.
It's a good
yeah, but
idea.
then he gets whoever he wants in the throne, and that's not necessarily a good thing. Or it might not be a good thing. Maybe it is a good thing. I don't know, but it might not be a good thing.
Ugh,
It more than likely is not a good thing. I mean,
definitely
again,
not.
no offense. Your father does not seem to have the realms.
Oh no, and trust me, I know, and that's the reason why I left.
I don't know. Maybe one of us should go. Talk to your mom. Yeah, see if she knows anything.
I'm sure one of us could. But it should be me.
Oh, of course, of course. Just
Well, I
I
don't
know
know.
you were tired.
She seemed to really like me a lot. I don't know. We had that moment on the stairs when we were,
Yeah, and then
walking
I
to your
guarantee you
bedroom.
blew it when you over there floofing your damn cloak
I
like you're
blued it.
something. You blued it. I said what I said.
That
It's a
happened
real
before
thing.
the moment.
I don't
So
know,
you're
Logan.
wrong.
Could have been worse. You could have been doing all those hand gestures like a weirdo in the back of the room.
Who's doing
Listen,
that?
that saved our lives.
But you also made us look like goofball.
Okay, you know what?
No, I'm joking
I'm
with you, Gladia. You did.
Gladia, maybe we sit this one out, big guy.
all right, all right.
You got a baby on the way, Gladia. You need to step up.
I'm solely trying to help the party.
God, yeah, he's gonna be like that awkward dad that no one talks to.
Well, that's just rude.
He's
I
gonna be
mean-
like the dad that tries to make small talk is just not good at it, so it's like a little awkward. That's how Gladiator is gonna be.
Oh, I hate to see it. I mean, he's such a good soul.
I'm
No, he's
sitting right next to both of you. Why are you talking like I'm not here?
no. Here's what's going to happen. He's going to go back. He's going to be presented with a child. Going to be a half orc Eric Hokra. But they're going to tell him that he's definitely the father, and since he can't perceive shit, he won't notice that those wings are bird wings, not dragon wings. And he will raise this child and wonder why he's getting strange looks.
I mean, that nails it.
Yeah, I got nothing to say to that. I mean, that seems entirely plausible.
I cast
I know
polymorph on
my
Gladiator
fault.
into an Aarakocra.
God damn it!
You know what? It's the end of the night. I'm gonna do it for real.
Let's
I cast it into
go.
a baby bird, the way that
We
Locust
haven't made any
described it.
rolls yet. Is that a wisdom save?
Yeah, I think it's a wisdom save,
Uh,
right?
Let me see where the fucking polymorph. Yep, wisdom 19.
19? All right. This is the first time I rolled a dice in like a month. Rolled a die. Jesus. Ooh, just beat it. That's a dirty 20.
Damn, I don't
8 on the
believe
die.
him.
It's a 8 on the die. I have a plus 12 to
Why
wisdom.
cast it again?
Okay, let's go.
Okay, for sure. The first spell
That's a
fizzles.
13 on the die.
You have a plus 12 to wisdom?
Yes, dude, I'm a fucking paladin. I'm
Well, I got one
proficient,
more. I'll do it
and I have
again.
a plus 5.
I can hit him like 7 more times.
Why don't you
My
counterspell him?
saves are ridiculous.
Wait.
You
Are
can't
you
counterspell me. I'm
reading?
not
Are you reading
casting
your
this.
charisma?
No,
Yeah, why do you have
Because
my
wisdom as a
charisma
paladin?
save.
because
very
My
wise.
charisma
perception.
save is a 16. My wisdom save is a 12.
So why do you have low perception if
Until,
you have decent wisdom?
no, I'm proficient in wisdom saves.
Oh,
Yeah, and at this point we're at +5 to proficiency, so you don't need much.
you
Yeah.
don't you have something to ruin his saves, Blade? He's over here making me look silly.
I mean,
Cast Deafening whispers on him or whatever the hell you do, silvery barbs or something.
oh, I'm sure. I'm sure it could do something.
One last time, I have one more polymorph.
Go for it. Glader's just like sitting there in the corner, like sweat beating down his forehead, like.
As your friends.
Locris counter spells.
Oh, there you go. As your friends
Did
lob
Locris
spells
just
at you that
counter
just seem to
spell?
be bouncing off, and you become worried. But several spells that are cast that just don't seem to take, which makes you kind of proud, but also confused, and then also kind of worried. You're not really sure how to take. Like, are you traveling with some proficient adventurers, or have you just developed a resistance to their fuckery after all this time?
We do bully the fuck out of you.
He's used to it.
Every
Are
single
you
scale
actually
has
casting that a
calluses.
third time?
I thought Locris counterspelled it.
Did he?
Yeah, I counter spelled his last polymorph.
I upcast it at 5th level.
My counter spell is 5th level.
6th level. Wow. Fuck it, my 1/7 level spell, polymorph. No, I'm just kidding. I'll leave
The
it.
guards at the gate kind of look up at the manor as the room to Blaine's, the window to Blaine's room seems to be lighting with magical colors and sparkles and various, lighting that seems unnatural, and they're kind of confused and maybe a bit worried, but too afraid of the lady of the house to leave their station.
I cast polymorph on one of the guards just to make me feel better.
Before going to bed, when Locris does his usual attunement to the cauldron so that he can make his potion in the morning, I am going to cast scrying on the silver hammer.
Ooh, okay. And what is that? What kind of a save from me?
It's going to be a wisdom saving throw, and for the modifiers, you can choose whether I have just firsthand, so I've met the target, or I'm familiar, I know the target well. I don't know where you would want to put that distinction. So it'll be either a 0 or he gets a -5 if familiar. And then I would say Locris would have kept, people would have like the insignia for the silver hammer, so he would have kept that, which I would say is either a likeness or picture for a -2, or a possession or garment for a -4. Again, I'll let you decide where that line gets drawn.
I would say that's pretty reasonable. We could do like a -9, which, due to my wonderful dice rolling, actually comes out to -6. So I'm gonna say that probably doesn't pass.
Yeah, for the next 10 minutes, I can visible sensor within 10 feet of the target. I can see and hear through the sensor as if I was there. The sensor moves with the target, remaining within 10 feet for the duration. A creature that can see invisible objects can see the sensor as a luminous orb about the size of your fist. Instead of targeting a creature, I could do a location, but I'm focusing on the night.
So as your vision kind of shoots across the land of Tirna, you see the silver hammer is kind of standing off in a field, arms folded, and a handful of his workers seem to be digging, burying something. And as he snorts, and you get a good. Go ahead and give me a perception check there, Locris, as you kind of look around the area.
My first roll, let's go. +6. 19 on the die, so 25.
The silver hammer stands beside a broken wagon. One of the wheels seems to have been crushed and fallen off. His caravan stops, and it would appear that him and his entourage look a little rough. There are busted knuckles, various wounds similar to that of fresh combat. And you watch as the silver hammer and crew are burying about a dozen mages. They are all in blue cloaks. They all have been slain, slashed, gashed, and the Silver Hammer and Company are burying the evidence. It would appear that they have freshly murdered several individuals, all of them wearing blue cloaks, and with the 25, you would be able to identify them. It looks like the Silver Hammer has eliminated the entire team participating in the King's Tournament. Looks like the Blue Hand is no more.
Woohoo!
So there's a group that was participating in the tournament.
Yeah, no, I meant it more in a sarcastic way than a. I don't remember the name of the group. All right, then. Yeah, Lucas would just keep that information until morning, since he would have scryed just before bed.
Okay, for sure.
Guys, did we want to? I think we talked about it the other day, but it feels like so long ago that we talked about it. But I have this potion of commune where I can, ask some questions for my deity, and they are compelled to answer. Is there anything any subject or topic that we really want to know some answers about that I could potentially use this for?
Yeah, the location of the purple crystal that's somewhere in the heavens.
Okay, it has to be a yes or no answer.
Do you know which realm it's in? Or is Gladier a follower of the god? At least then we can knock out two or lower it to two.
Yeah.
And is the child yours?
Nice.
All right. Is everyone on board with me using it for that reason? I mean, it's a good reason. Trying to figure out where this or is it the last crystal?
It's the
We
last
have,
leg of this. Yeah, there's going to be somebody crowned here at the end, and then we got other
yeah,
shit to do. I mean, if he has no questions, it's not like we're going to get to a point where we can ask the answer.
yeah. All right. Oh, I
For what
will.
it's worth, I did save a scroll of legend lore, which might get us some answers for a few things. No, we don't have to necessarily use it for this, but just to remind everybody that it is a secondary option for gaining information.
True, true. All right. Yeah, I think later we'll kind of sit down and light some incense, maybe a couple candles, and then take that potion of commune so I can pull that language of the spell up for you real quick. Mr. DM.
Yeah, for sure. As you kind of light some candles and an incense and take this potion, it's not long before your eyes kind of begin to glow with this ethereal light, and you are whisked away in your mind to another place entirely.
And to be more specific, Glitter would be choosing to reach out to Paylor, not Hor. But yes, so you can contact a deity or divine proxy, ask up to three questions that can be answered with yes or no. You must ask them before the spell ends. You receive a correct answer for each question. Divine beings aren't necessarily omniscient, so you might receive unclear as an answer if a question pertains to information that lies beyond the deity's knowledge. In a case where a one-word answer could be misleading or contrary to the deity's interest, the DM might offer a short phrase as an answer instead. If you cast a spell more than once before finishing a long rest, there's a cumulative 25% chance for each casting after the first that you get no answer.
Okay, yeah. As your mind is whisked away to the fields of Elysium, where you see a golden throne, and this being is almost like looking into the sun. He's so bright and vibrant and radiating warmth, but you can't quite see him. You can't quite make out any features, but you know you're there. You know you are in the presence of Pelor. So what would you ask him?
Ooh, all right. Yeah, I think he would kind of like kneel down, you know, bend the knee. Probably after like a first initial like glance to try and see features and meeting that intense glare of sunlight, kind of just bow his head. Um, Paylor, uh, we are trying to do a good deed here and save the world, many of your followers, and I think we need to know, do you know where this glass crystal is that is pulling Naylor, right? Is his name?
Nehru.
Nayrul, sorry, not Naylor. I combined the two names. That is pulling Nayrul towards our realm.
Yes. One resides in the heavens, and the other in the hells.
Now, I know that there are many realms in the heavens for each of the gods. All you deities have your own specific realms and areas that you live in. Is the crystal residing in one of the realms of the deities that I have followed in the past or present?
No. The heavens that the crystal resides in are unknown to you and unreachable to your kind.
Oh, that's comforting. Is the crystal that resides in the hells being guarded by the demon that has a feud with my friend Renwick?
The very same. He will soon leverage the power of the crystal to try and take your friend from you. Keep him close. You will need him in the future. Goodbye, my blessed follower. And with that, you were propelled through the cosmos back into your body.
Yeah, I think Glitter kind of has like that moment where like he like his consciousness kind of like rockets back into his body and he kind of like jerks backwards a little bit. It takes him a second to get his bearings. Probably looks over at whoever's closest. I think Locris was right there too. All right, well that was a mildly successful. The crystal is not in the realm of Palor or Hor. He said, the crystal resides in the heavens that is unknown to me and is unreachable by my kind. Don't know what that means. It doesn't sound good. Also, Renwick, your demon has the last crystal. He's guarding it, and he's gonna plan on using it to leverage getting your soul. But at least Paylor likes you because he said that we need you around and we shouldn't trade you. Not that we were gonna trade you, but
Oh, no need to explain. Trust me. I've made peace with the situation. I know you lot have got my back. At least as far as you can. But it's good to know that we can at least take out two birds in one stone, get this demon off my back and get that crystal.
Let's save Lucas's dad while we're at it.
Oh yeah, your
Oh.
dad's down there.
Oh yeah, we've got a lot of balls in the air at this point. I completely forgot about that one. Holy shit.
Well, it's convenient. All three are in the same location.
But
It's
Then we'll
almost
just
as if
have
somebody
to
planned it that way.
I
we'll just
was I
have to
was zoned
split the party.
I was zoned out. I heard balls in the air. What happened?
We said your dad's a lost cause.
Me and Renwick will take on the demon alone if we have to. Right, Renwick?
Yeah, sure,
Hell
buddy.
yeah. Hell yeah.
Sean, based upon my readings, would heaven's unreachable by our kind mean anything to me?
Give me either a knowledge religion or an insight check.
Okay, excited.
Blade, while Lucas does that, could you
Religion's not.
you think perhaps you can get me something that belonged to your father? I'd like to check on him if you're okay with that.
It's 23.
Yeah, with a 23, I'll say there are a lot of heavens that are unique realms. Not only are there like the major heavens, there's also like subvariants of heavens. Like, for instance, the heaven of, we'll say, like puppy dogs. If there was like a canine heaven, that would be a heaven that is unreachable to you because you are not, in fact, a canine, or a dog. So that type of demi-plane would be a plane that is you as humanoids would not have access to ever. Even if you prayed to that god, you can't essentially pray your way into canine heaven if you are not one of them. So you kind of relegate that there are a lot of heavens, demi-planar heavens, and it doesn't necessarily narrow the search, but it eliminates most of the major gods. You can assume that the crystal is not there.
Okay, so Paylor told us where it is. It's in puppy heaven, which means we have to go take a puppy, kill it, have Logus take possession of it, so he could go to this realm and destroy the crystal.
Well, that doesn't sound entirely out of the question.
No, it just means it's somewhere that we are not of the right creature. I don't know if a true polymorph could get around that or if your soul is different than your physical body or what. Can I get back to the article of clothing?
Yeah, Blade, would you want to assist Logos?
Oh, yeah, totally. I mean, Blade will kind of uh, go back to his uh, kind of father's room. Maybe, I mean, I'd imagine Helena's probably sleeping at this point. I don't know if she's there, but he'll crack the door open to his like parents' room and just see if anyone's in there.
You would know that at this point in your parents' relationship, They have separate sleeping quarters. It's all too easy to creep into your father's quarters and grab, an article of clothing or maybe a personal trinket.
Yeah, maybe
Uh,
like a ring or something he might have.
but Blade, if you could, uh, you didn't know Locust is just behind you. If you could, like, if maybe he has a comb and a piece of his hair or something, would be the best. I'll use whatever you got.
Duly noted, Locus. Yeah, Blade will kind of like go around and see if like there's the master's kind of bathroom there, and see if there's any sort of comb or grooming.
Yeah, go ahead and give me an investigation check. It won't be a very high DC as the help has been fired recently, so.
Oh, I fucked that one up.
The hell would you do?
There we go.
All right, with an
18.
18 easily does it. You find a few strands of hairs left behind on one of your father's ivory combs.
I'll take it, look at it, and then pass it over to Logos.
Locust takes the hair and pockets the ivory comb.
Okay, for sure.
Thank you, Blade. Yeah, we'll go back to his room. So I'm assuming since I've only heard of Blade's dad, he gets a +5 to the save, but since I have some of his hair, he gets a -10 to it. So he gets a -5 to his save, and it's a wisdom 19 for scrying.
A 6 on the die becomes a 1, so that is a fail.
So you'll see like Logis is like crisscross in the middle of Blade's room, and then I just imagine like his eyes like go white, and then try to scry on Blade's dad.
Yeah, as you're shot across Tirna to view through the scry spell, you see. I won't make you roll perception because you're ungodly passive, but you see an elf. He's hunched over a desk, a huge stack of parchments before him. He's got an inkwell and a quill, and he's signing something, and it scratches the paper, and he sets the parchment aside, and he looks up from his desk. There's several candles lit. Off kind of in the side periphery, you see what appear to be something along the lines of like filing cabinets. Dozens and dozens of filing cabinets, floor to ceiling. He pulls another parchment, reads it briefly. He looks over to an abacus on his desk. He moves a few beads one way and moves a few beads another. He ponders for a moment and then scribbles something down in the paper. He signs it. He punches. He uses his signet ring to kind of stamp and seal these official documents, and it continues like that. He looks to be working. He is going through a large stack of parchment. He is calculating things with these abacuses on his desk. He appears to be alone in a well-lit room at a very ornate desk. But for the duration of the spell, no one speaks. He's silent and calculating and signing and reading. You see him just kind of working away before you are compelled back to your body.
While I was in there, could I possibly try to see if I can see anything he's writing? Maybe get a a lead on why he's what he's doing or why he's doing what he's doing?
Yeah, I am going to need a perception check for that, though. That's a little more specific.
25 total.
With a 25, it looks like official business. Like what you see him writing on the parchment that he's immediately messing with, it looks like land deeds. It looks like there's a dispute between some owner of a piece of land and the king. It looks like the owner owes the king money still, and it has fallen to Blade's father to kind of decide what to do there. Does the king's death make the contract null and void, or does the agreement carry on over into like the next rulership, so it looks like he's making some like executive decisions. Another piece of parchment that he pulls up is a similar make. It looks like various agreements and contracts that have been made with the government with various individuals in Tirna. He seems to be deciding the fate of a few plots of land, a few structures in various cities, a couple of unpaid debts, like loans and things that are out. He seems to be kind of doing a lot of the governing for the country at the moment.
So with that role, is it safe to assume that he's like in the castle or something instead of home? Is that why he's like never home? Because he's like where the king was at?
As far as you could tell, he is in some sort of what looks to be like an administrative office. You're not sure if he's in a castle or a keep or maybe like a magistrate type of building. You're unsure.
Oh, one last question. I know Alex over there on fumes already. Um, could I get maybe an insight check while I'm there to see like kind of get the vibe? Is he seem relaxed? Does he seem a little frantic? Is he what's his vibe while he's working?
Yeah, give me an insight check.
That one, oof, looking at a 30 total, 19 plus 11.
Oh, damn. Strangely enough, he looks comfortable. He looks in his element, focused and relaxed.
Okay. All right, that's different. Logos will pop out of his scrying and uh, seems to just be working, just signing a bunch of papers and stuff. He's not really doing much. Seems relaxed and focused on his job.
And with that, as you all kind of claim your evening's rest before we head out, one last tidbit. Renwick, you find yourself having another sleepless night, a fitful night of sleep. Once again, you find yourself in darkness, bubbles all around you, the deep, somewhere in a plane you are unsure, and a familiar sight, a giant yellow orb, bursts open, and you see the eye of the great kraken, and it stares deep into your soul. Whispers come from throughout the water. The coin. You will need the coin. It works both ways. He can watch you, but it will lead you to him. Get the coin. You will need it. And as he focuses on his eye on you, this like beam of light piercing through this wet darkness, You see the coin, but it's like you're seeing it through someone else's eyes. You see the coin being used by Naelogoth to kind of track someone. But then you also see the coin being used by an adventurer, a hero of the past, someone you're unfamiliar with. But they seem to be using it as if it were a compass. It seems as if this person, this hero from the past, is hunting Naeologoth for whatever reason. And you get that vibe. And you see the coin in your mind's eye laying under a dusty stool in the Rusty Beaver Tavern not too far away. As this kraken focuses on you, you feel a shift of energy. Your once tentacled hand, painfully and with loud pops and snaps, begins to return to its former glory. Your hand, no longer being that of the tentacle make, returns to your own flesh and blood. However, there seems to be like a lump, a ball under your skin, and it moves quickly up your arm, up your shoulder, up your neck, and into your head. And you see things more clearly now. You can see almost beyond the veil briefly. But as this power kind of surges through you, it forces its way out one of your eyeballs, fairly painfully, mutating your face and your likeness around it. You feel as if the Kraken has a desire to see what you see, to perceive what you perceive, not just in this moment, but for all future moments as well. The Kraken maneuvers its powers from your hand to one of your eyes, able to take in anything that you see and or hear. The Kraken will also see and hear. It no longer has to wait for these brief moments of peace when you find rest. And in doing so, unbeknownst to you and your party now, but it'll be one of the first things they see when you guys awake. One of your eyes becomes large and yellow, almost a slit like a cat's eye. And it is the presence of the Kraken taking hold in your flesh and manipulating its ward to do its bidding even further. So, with that, as you guys fall into your long rest, I believe that is where we're going to take put a bookmark in things, fellas.
I like how Renwick is slowly transforming into like a little kraken creature thing.
Yeah, right. You got tentacles and now a creepy eye.
Dude. So, so I guess this is a good time to reveal this. There we go.
Oh shit! So it's gonna be your next tattoo.
I already have the outline on my calf done. It's on the back of my calf, but I was supposed to have a shading appointment for like 5 or 6 hours on Saturday, but my artist had to cancel. So I have another appointment at the end of the month to keep working on the shading. But I have most of the line work done, and I asked her to do a rendition of Renwick based on like my description of him, and this is what she came back with.
Nice.
That's sick.
So
did you
Sean
know
was
you were
kind
gonna get
enough.
one eye?
No, this was actually an idea that happened because when I described him, I asked her to do like a more mature version of him, like Renwick in a few years kind of thing. And this is what she came back with, and I was like, oh shit, so like maybe in the midst of the story somewhere, like his his connection to the Kraken changes, and his hand like forms back to normal, but then like he develops a Kraken eye, and I ran it by Sean, and he was like, "Fuck yeah!" So I just didn't expect to see it so soon. I was literally like freaking out in my chair.
That's freaking awesome. I thought it happened by
Yeah,
happenstance, like pure coincidence. I was tripping out for a second.
no, my tattoo artist inspired like a tweak to my end game build for Renwick. So Sean was kind enough to humor me.
That's pretty dope.
Also, now I can take control of like one of Renwick's eyes, so like he's
Yeah, that's fair. You have a bit of a fun mechanic to play with these days.
Like, if you're ever like lost or in the right, it's almost like plot armor somehow. Like you guys can't figure it out, but Renwick's eye keeps looking at this fucking thing, even though it's involuntarily.
Renwick, is your eye lazy or is it trying to tell us something?
Both.
We just assume you just got a lazy Kraken eye. Just refuse to like, acknowledge it or look at it.
Oh shit. That's awesome. There's so much lore drop. I'm fucking pumped. And we get campaign
Lore
session
drop.
next week too, so we can back to back it. Hell yeah.
Yes, that was kind of a wild sesh. That was a light rolling sesh. We didn't really roll a whole lot there. There was a lot of RP in that particular sesh, but it'd be like that sometimes, I guess.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
the only dice I rolled was my luck check on 2 dice to see which one I was gonna roll for the night. I didn't end up using them.
That's a good thing. Knowing you, your rolls are kind of iffy.
Hey man, I completely understand that. That's why I'm not mad about it.
Well, hell yeah. That was a good touch, guys. Thanks, Sean.
Yeah, much
Yeah,
appreciated.
thanks, Sean.
buddy.
Heck yeah, dudes. Let's keep in touch. We'll do this crazy thing again soon. I gotta go finish this wine and eat some more pizza before I go to bed. So I want to get out of here, guys.
It was so nice to hear the outro again. It feels like it's been
Yes.
forever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll do this
guys, I'm
crazy
excited.
thing again.
Next week should be fun, dude. The tale that cannot be told, or the tale for another time. It's getting pretty good. I can't believe how
It's
long
getting
I
close.
sat on that name change. And also
I can't believe that you never let it slip. Like you've never once called him Blaine by accident, and they're
Yeah,
so
that's so
close.
close.
I'm not gonna lie. One time, fucking Alec actually mistyped Blade and wrote Blaine in the chat, and me and Will had a little talk about that. We're like, how does he fucking know?
We gotta kill him.
I can't
think
believe you guys
remember
held that for like 3 fucking years.
That's funny. Hey, Alec, best of luck at the academy tomorrow, man. Hope you kick ass and everything goes well for you, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, buddy.
Appreciate
Good
it.
luck, man. Let us know how it goes.
Yeah, for sure. I will.
All right, guys, take it easy. Have a good night.
Have a good night,
All right,
boys.
Good
later,
night,
guys.
everyone.
Good, everyone.